Alright, guys, welcome to a slightly different type of video this time. So, I've never really done anything close to an update video or something related to that. But in the past, recently, I've had a few people ask me, like, what happened to the videos, and like, why haven't you cover this or that, and stuff like that. So I feel it was due time to kind of talk about these things and kind of like let you guys know what's the deal and what's gonna happen moving forward with the channel and all that stuff. So yeah, let's just get right into it. I'll kind of start the entire talking deal with just kind of basically explaining why I haven't been covering everything and all things related to DOA. I know there are a couple of channels out there that also do DOA content that have been more on the ball with things, and the simple reason for that is that I kind of want to filter various types of conversations when it comes to things related to DOA, to the game in general. I'll just say it straight up, I don't want this channel to have anything to really do with the fan service argument and all those types of different things, the more casual aspects, I guess you could say. That's not what the channel has been about, ever. And similarly, you're not going to see me reacting to something I don't know, the Tina, Mila, and Baz reveal, or Christy, or any of that, because the channel is also mainly focused on Jan Lee, my main character. So that's kind of the way I want to keep it, basically. So that's why you won't see me covering every different type of news that's coming out for DOA, or any reveal that comes out for the game. I just kind of want to focus on the things that interest me and that the channel is kind of known for, and like I said before, there's going to be channels specifically for that, and especially when the game comes out. Right now I want to extend a huge shout out to my man Sakurai, who's been putting in the work with everything related to DOA. I'm pretty sure that when the game comes out, when DOA 6 comes out, his channel is going to become a main hub of sorts for everything related to the game. So I really would like you guys to go follow his channel and check out his content, because yeah, if you look forward to that type of content, then his channel is more suitable for you than mine. But like I said, that's basically the short explanation of why I don't dwell on those types of subjects. So yeah. Similarly, and kind of going in tandem with the entire subject matter of this video, I had the idea of doing something something similar, I guess, of a podcast, which is basically what I'm doing right now. I'm just kind of talking. This is not scripted or anything like that. So just talking about various things regarding the game, its current state or mechanics, things that I want to talk about. And I had the idea of doing that, basically just talking for an extended period of time and editing it or whatever, and then putting it up. But again, I kind of have to hear you guys on that. Would you want to see something like that? Would it be something that you'd be interested in? But yeah, I just kind of had that idea, and because of that, the idea for this video kind of surfaced, just to kind of just make it a little bit smaller, compress it a little bit, and just get a few ideas out there, a few opinions, and more importantly, let you know how things are going to be working moving forward and things like that. So getting into the main subject of the video, I guess, how I feel about the current state of the game right now, and to encompass everything in general, I feel we're in a good place. I feel that the game has a very sound vision of what it wants to be by release, and it's coming off very well in what it's trying to do. Now there have been a few, like, I don't know, questionable choices that I've seen recently with some things, namely just like putting Hanukkah and Mary Rosebeck in the game. But you know, I guess at the end of the day it was inevitable. But yeah, I feel that everything, you know, related to like the casual aspects and the mechanics and everything has been handled pretty well. I have no worries going forward with release and everything. Mainly the thing that, you know, you hear some people talk about is like the roster. Like, the roster is kind of unbalanced right now, and there's a lot of characters missing. But I mean, I don't want to come off as an asshole, but I have my character, so I don't really care for whoever else gets at it. It would be sad not seeing like the original cast from like DOA 1 not make it, but I'm sure they'll be there, so you know, who cares. But you know, not to start rambling, like I do feel that the game is going in a good direction. I do feel that I kind of have to talk about a few mechanics that haven't really been shown much, and I don't really know why. Like, I still don't understand why they haven't been like put out to the public, and a few other things as well, of course. Like, for example, there's this interview that happened recently, and it came from, you know, longtime DOA supporter Matt Ponton, who basically went and asked what I've been wanting to ask of the Team Ninja for a long time. And again, it was really surprising to see no one else really do it, and even this far into development. Like, but yeah, it was a really good article. It's probably the best type of like media coverage that has been done for DOA 6 as of now. So I kind of wanted to cover that. But I don't know, maybe I'll make like a separate video about that. But yeah, there's been a lot of things happening recently with like the mechanics and things like that. Like, I don't remember if I talked about this in one of my previous videos, but you know, you can cancel break blow, and you can cancel it to like go into like a custom combo or whatever, and people apparently didn't know of that. And that was really surprising to me, because, you know, it really just shows how misinformed people are about the game this fucking far into development. Like, you know, we only got like what, like 3-4 months before released, and people still don't know how like the game works at a basic level. So that's pretty crazy to me. And yeah, like, even going as far as to think that cancel, which is like a full-fledged feature for the game, was a bug back at EVO. If you look at the EVO footage, a lot of people were calling it a bug, to the point where like not even Master himself, who works for Team Ninja, like not even he knows that shit has been in the game since it was announced. Like, it's fucking crazy, right? So, you know, all these things that, I get it, it's hard to keep up with the like crazy flow of news that has been coming out for the game, but like, come on guys, like, I feel that that's Team Ninja's like duty to kind of like let people know of all these things. Like, how are you gonna showcase mechanics like break blow and break hold but not like go into detail about them, you know? Like, that's just weird to me. And that's just like one example. Like, there's more things like that that people are just not aware of. And you know, the saddest part is that will probably be the case until release, because there's not really like a concise, like definite way of getting to people, regardless of who you are, you know? Like, again, mentioning again Sakurai, is like, he probably has one of the, if not the biggest audience right now when it comes to DOA content on YouTube, and not even his videos will probably reach anybody everybody that's interested in the game, you know? So it sucks, man, it sucks, but you know, what can you do at the end of the day? Continuing on from that, again, like the casual aspects, like the fan service shit, I don't give a fuck, dude. Like, I don't care about the like the casual aspects and like the the fan service conversation. Like, that just doesn't affect me whatsoever, you know. Like, I have talked with a couple people about that stuff in the community, and I just always say the same. Like, that shit presents itself in every fighting game right now, I feel like. Even the most recent case, like Soul Calibur 6, like, there's been some shit with that game as well, because, you know, people are more focused on making memes and stupid shit than actually, like, sharing, like, meaningful, like, information about the game, you know. So that appears in every single game, you know. And, like, the fan service is also also apparent in every game. Like, you know, people, it's 2018 and people are still making a big deal about fucking jiggle physics in fighting games. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. First time that I saw that, and again, I didn't make a big deal of it, was on DOA on the PS1, right? Because that's the first game that I played. And that shit, like, I can't think of like a game that didn't have like much in sexualized content back in the day. Like, I remember as far back as like Tekken 5, like, you went into like the model view or whatever, and if you move the camera around, like, there were jiggle physics there, right? And it's like, people are just like being hypocrites when it comes to that stuff, because they attribute it only to like DOA, and like DOA being the game that popularized that. Like, fuck no. That shit goes as far back as like KOF with like Mai Shiranui and stuff like that. Like, you know, the rule of sex appeal and all that, it still applies to any game nowadays, you know, because that shit sells. And you have to understand that these games are also products, you know, and they have to sell to people for them to be successful. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of like a very condensed opinion on or my opinion on that entire subject, you know. Again, I don't want to bring these things to light, specifically in this channel. You're not gonna see a fucking video all dedicated to that. If anybody does ask me like, what's your opinion on this after this, and I'll just be like, go watch this fucking video. Like, I'll talk about it there, you know. But yeah, that's basically my take on all that. You know, but again, in a very condensed manner, I guess. And then that just kind of leaves us with like the future of the channel, you know, like the second, I guess, part of the video, and arguably the most important part. So like I said, right now DOA is in a little bit of a dry spot, I guess. Like, if you don't make videos covering the news and like the announcements and all that, you're basically just not making anything related to the game, you know. And that's fine, I guess, for the most part. Like, you know, I don't feel compelled to doing that kind of stuff, you know. Like, there's like, thankfully there's other channels and other sources for stuff like that. So, you know, as it stands now, like, maybe related to DOA, you'll see like more breakdowns of mechanics and stuff like that, generally gameplay if more shows up, or, you know, in the case that we see like a guest character, you know, like maybe like Kiryu from Yakuza, who knows. Like, maybe I'll make something then, but as of now, that's basically it, you know. Like, you may see like a couple match videos from like DOA 5 and stuff like that, but that's gonna be it, you know. And of course, once DOA 6 drops, dude, like, it's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be nuts. But yeah, there's that, you know. But that's not to say that there's not going to be stuff in this channel anymore until DOA 6 drops. Like I said, there might be a couple of ideas that come up there, you know, things that I wanted to do related to DOA in general and stuff like that. One thing I can say for sure though is that you know, people that know me and that I often talk about know that I've been super like into like Dragon Ball FighterZ. Like, the grind for that game has been crazy. I haven't gotten hooked to a 2D game like that since like fucking like CVS2, dude. Like it's been fucking crazy. I love that game. And yeah, sure, it has its problems as well, but you know. So I've really been grinding on that game. You can for sure expect some match videos to come off of that. I feel like I've reached a pretty decent level in that game. So yeah, I mean, you can expect to see that in the channel, you know, as a side thing. Other things I also kind of want to bring back, or not bring back, you know, I did a couple in the past, but streams. I want to stream like a couple games, you know, some silly stuff. Maybe I will stream some DOA, maybe talking about stuff. That could be like another thing, you know, like maybe not adopt the full concept of like podcasts, but maybe just like stream DOA, maybe some matches, maybe live time or whatever, and just kind of talk about, you know, stuff related to the game in general, DOA 6 and stuff like that. So we could do that as well, you know. There's various things, but I do want to stream a little bit more, maybe a little more often, not too often, but you know, the stream stuff. Streaming is fun. So yeah, I think that's a pretty roundabout way of like summarizing everything that I kind of want to talk about. Again, it's very condensed. God knows I've had conversations much longer, much longer with people than this. But yeah, I feel that this is a good like summarized version of my opinion on the current state of the game, you know, and the channel going forward. So you know, if you're interested about that kind of stuff, you can listen to this, even though it's mainly just me rambling on. But hey, like, I guess that's kind of like the nature of the podcast, you know, of the podcast format and stuff like that. But yeah, I suppose that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Again, if you watch the whole video and listen to everything that I said, seriously, thank you. Like, that means a lot, you know, to at least see, you know, 2-3 people that are that invested in what I have to say about the game and stuff like that, you know, the general content. Like, that's highly appreciated. If anything, like I've always said, I make the videos that I make, you know, and the cool stuff that I make just ultimately like for myself. Like, I know there's an audience for it, and I really am glad when I see people say that they enjoy my content and stuff like that. But you know, that's always kind of been like my philosophy with making videos. I wanna make videos that I myself would enjoy, you know, and watch, just like goofing around or whatever. Like, that's my philosophy with making videos, you know. So it's really great that you know, I get to share that with some people as well, you know. So again, if you watch my content and you fucking sat through this rambling ass video, like, you're awesome. Like, I really appreciate you. But I guess that's gonna do it for this one. So again, I appreciate all the support and you being here and watching the content. And yeah, for now, I guess I'll see you all next time with whatever the hell it is that I decide to put up on the channel. But yeah, seriously, thank you everyone, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.